So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Chill Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and tonight I'm joined by the band Cursed Bloodlines. They're a band from California, and they play death metal, and they have an album that came out beginning of February called Virulent or Virulent. So I have here I think almost all the band is here. So first of all, how are you guys today?
We're doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. So, first of all, tell us your name and what you do in the band.
I'm Malcolm. I do the vocals. I do all the demon and gremlin noises.
I'm Brian Oakes. I'm a guitarist.
I'm Moth. I do the bass and artwork for the band.
Nice. So you do the artwork of the album.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, yeah, you guys. I think this album, because I saw you had like a few EPs. Did you take a lot of the songs from the EPs to make this full length?
Yeah. So we just we've released the EP just to get something out there. Originally we were just going to release an EP, but we released every song individually until we got the last song out, and then we released the whole album.
Okay. Yeah. I think the extra Zach joined us. Zach, how are you?
He's our drummer.
There he is.
There he is with the face.
Nice. So now I have the total band. Hey, Zach, how are you today?
Oh, can you hear him, Zach?
He's just in limbo right now.
Oh, he's still connecting. He's still
There
hey, Zach,
we go.
how are you?
All right, now I can hear.
Yeah. So obviously, Zach, you are the drummer of the band. So now we have the whole band.
Yes.
So yeah. So okay. So the album came out a few months ago. So tell me a little bit about how you guys got together as a band.
Oh man, I've been jamming with these people. Well, Brian's my cousin, so my whole life. And then Tim, I've been jamming with since junior high. I'm 35 right now, so we've all been jamming together around in the same area.
Yeah, about 20 years.
Metal wasn't the biggest thing growing up, so it was always a tight-knit group of friends that actually like the style of music out here.
Yeah, it's been blowing up a little bit, but it's kind of rough out here.
Yeah,
for metal at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we've just been jamming pretty much our entire lives. So
and Zach, we met at a show after our drummer left, and he's like, "Y'all, where's your drummer?" I play drums, so we're like, "Yeah, you're try out, come over and try
just
out."
happened to be luck to run across them because there was a kind of a festival thing going on, and I seen they were playing with nothing but a computer with all their recordings and everything because their drummer left, and I said, "What are you guys doing? Why don't you have a drummer?" And then the next day I was playing with them, trying to learn everything and do what I could to be a part of the band after that.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, the album's pretty brutal and stuff. So what are your you guys influence you started the band?
My influences vocal wise have always just been, 2000s like Black Dahlia Murder, Cannibal Corpse, and stuff like that. It's just Cannibal Decapitation was a big one. Just stuff like that. Just extreme heavy death metal vocals has always kind of appealed to me. So I love it as an art form, man. It's just can't really imagine doing anything else.
Yeah, I'm more into like old school thrash metal, like Slayer, Metallica, Pantera, all the good 80s, 90s bands, that came out during that era. And then, I like a lot of that metalcore stuff. I've been getting more into more of the modern stuff lately. So, yeah, that's kind of where my influences were, Dave Mustaine, Dimebag, and, those guys, really inspired me to have the style I have today,
Yeah, and I think in the promo picture, you're wearing that shirt.
Hey, it probably was, yeah.
About 90% of the time, Brian's probably wearing a Slayer shirt.
Yeah.
Or a hoodie.
Or a hoodie. Yep. Always representing.
Okay.
Yeah. As for my influences, it's more creative. It's not necessarily bass particular. It comes from a lot of like folk metal, American folk music, and black metal. Is what I get into the most.
Awesome. What about you, Zach?
I'd say the same thing. I guess coming up when I was younger, I got into a lot of thrash metal, Metallica, Slayer, Slipknot, all those kind of bands as well. But when I got into actually performing music and trying to learn how to write music, I gradually got into heavier music, I guess more of like the metalcore, deathcore type of stuff. And then when I started playing with these guys, it kind of opened my mind up to a whole different type of like style of playing and technique, and it's taught me a lot. And I'm just trying to do my best to make it sound the way we want to, which is it's difficult sometimes, but we're getting there.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the themes on this record because it's pretty death metal. So tell me a little bit about the themes that you cover in Virulent, which obviously I have to look at that word, and it has to do with like heat that's spreading around.
Right. Virulent, the way that I write probably about 60% of the songs. I have 3 different styles that I do. One is kind of a cosmic horror-ish kind of vibe where I use a lot of science fiction elements just to kind of make people think about how small they are in this universe. I have another style, which is what Suffer in Silence is more about feelings and, just like basically the dark feelings that nobody likes to talk about and just putting them there in your face. And then I have another style, which is kind of like parodying, kind of like the misogynistic tropical themes in death metal. Like I call those joke songs where they sound brutal, but really I'm just kind of making a little sly joke if you read the lyrics.
Okay. So is the love song Bodies in a Cellar?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
The love song is Partition
Partition
Perfection.
Perfection.
Actually.
Yes, that would be the love song. Yeah.
I was joking around. Obviously, I knew the love song, and I think I like Bloodbath and Beyond.
That's my favorite.
Were you at Bath and Beyond, and you're like, let's make a song about this, but have it be
Actually, it came about completely differently. Actually, so someone was playing the riffs, and another member was like, "It sounds like the band Bloodbath." I was like,
Oh.
"Well, Bloodbath and Beyond." So that and then I said it as a joke, and then it became a thing. So.
Yeah.
When I saw that title, I'm like, yeah, that's a cool title. And I also like the album Closer, The Rats in the Walls.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite as well.
You hear the rats in like at the beginning of the track. So yeah, so the writing process, like the singer you told that you write most of the writing. So you write about 3 things. How do you get inspired when you're writing?
When I'm writing, basically we'll come together and we'll make the song first. And then we'll just hammer it out and we will blast out this song, I don't know, about 20 times. And in between doing that, I'm just kind of blah, blah, blahing it. Like just blah, 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 just trying to get rhythms going more than anything else. And more often than not, there will be like 1 or 2 lines that I blah, blah, blah that kind of come out as like the words that I say in that song. And those will be the first lyrics. And that'll give me the jumping off point as to what the song is about. Like say in Partition Perfection, the very first line is sliced and stitched. And that's all I thought about the entire time. So I was like, okay, so it's got to be something pertaining to that. And in 8 hours, the very first riff made me think of just sirens going off. So I imagine just an Armageddon like kind of calamity going on, and that was kind of the inspiration. So it's more of just that's a good idea, let's run with that, more than anything else.
Yeah, and so like the ones that either there's songs that I might be feeling or that Malcolm isn't feeling, and so I kind of take the reins on those. So like Bodies in the Cellar, Mephitic Rebirth, Rats in the Walls, and Cold Cosmic Embrace. Those are the ones that I was most inspired by. Well, Bodies in the Cellar, not my favorite, but so like I'll be at work and a certain riff will be just going through my head, and I'll come up with lyrics, and it's like, oh, I like that. So I just keep going, and eventually I'll come up with the rest of the song.
I'd say for me too, especially for this being like one of the first and short times writing with these guys, I've always tried to go off of the guitarist. I feel like having a chemistry with the guitarist and exactly what they play and do and how they flow when they write stuff is one of the most important things, and that's going to determine what I do and how I play based on their speed and how they want to do certain fills or like breakdowns or build-ups or anything like that. That's the biggest thing that's important, and then how everybody else is going to fill in too, because I like to get the bass line with guitar, and then after I hear everybody, I'm probably going to go through and want to change things, because I also like to make certain parts more explosive or less explosive based on how Malcolm's singing certain things or how he comes off at certain parts of the songs.
Awesome.
A healthy amount of ridicule goes a long way.
There was another person connecting John's iPhone. I'm like, who the hell?
So this is our newest guitar player,
Yeah.
Johnny.
Oh, like someone else. Okay.
Yeah. Now we got the full band.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hey, John, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey. 1 second.
All of a sudden, I'm
No
like,
vid-
else connecting. Okay. So it makes sense. Yeah. So before we can see John, so yeah, John, we're talking about the songs and themes in the record. So how long was the writing process for this album?
Oh. I
6
don't.
years.
6 years. Yeah. So it was a while. So as Tim said, like he doesn't like Bodies in the Cellar. There's 2 songs on there. Nightmare Grotesque and Bodies in the Cellar are probably the oldest songs, and we released them somewhat in the middle of the album as far as singles, so they're a lot newer to other people. But we've been playing those ones for a while.
For 6 years.
Yeah. And it was kind of slow getting the album together just because of we got to a certain point and 2 of the main band members dropped out, our old guitar player and drummer.
Yeah.
So we basically had to make a decision on how do we fix this? How do we carry on? Do we start up a new band? But no, it was a little bit difficult just because, our old drummer was the one who did the mixing. But Brian over here really took the helm and delved into
some new territory for sure.
Absolutely, and got us our sound that you hear on the album. So it's been quite the journey trying to make this, but we're happy to finally have it out.
Yeah.
Been a process for sure. And
excited to work on new stuff too.
Yeah. So I think I finally saw John. I think John is driving.
Yes.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
He's safe there.
Yeah. Focus first on the road. So the band name then fits well. Like it feels like it was cursed, but you finally got
absolutely
to the public. So I want to show the artwork of the record, which I know that we already said that bass player worked on it, so we can talk a little bit about the artwork and what you guys were going through with the artwork. So let me show the artwork here. Okay, here's the artwork. Tell me a little bit about what you guys were going for with this artwork.
So there's a lot of things. I was thinking about the album, and one of our old guitarists who was in the band for a while and then left, his wife had this kind of expressionist painting. It was just abstract, and it was all streaky. So I was like, kind of used that as an inspiration, and I drew a sketch. And I wanted to take everything in the world that's toxic and vitriolic and condense it down into this sort of acidic fog, and set it in a way that humans can understand it. It becomes an acidic fog that's just destroying the planet.
That picture actually is a portrait of our old guitar player.
Yeah.
So he's immortalized in the album art.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Just as I remember him.
All skinless and drippy.
Well, at least there's no bad blood.
No, not at all.
But it's a you can tell that there's, and you see like there's someone holding like a stone or something in the background.
Yeah, I just scribbling at that point. I was thinking of it like his hand is melting because he's trying to block his face, but
yeah.
I thought it was just a person aggressively cutting an onion.
Maybe some avocado or something. Yeah. And there's someone in the back who appears to be doing the YMCA.
Yeah.
That was our drummer. He loved the YMCA. Most of the background stuff is just scribbling interesting shapes and turning it into silhouettes of people.
Yeah,
that look frantic and scattered, and it was, some of them were a little bit rushed because we were working on a video and the drummer demanded more people, so I gave him more people.
Oh, okay. The drummer's like, we need more people.
I think the green aesthetic. I just think that Virulent should be green.
Yeah,
so
and
that kind of
I felt
to
the
be
same way, because like when you think of toxic poison or anything, it's always green, toxic, nasty, gross green.
Yeah, so we went with a toxic green as like the main color for this album.
Yeah, and talking about green, I saw that you guys did a show last year with Green Jelly or Green Jello.
They actually quit out.
Yeah, they didn't show up.
Apparently, they were scheduled to play last year at the Heathen House in Arkansas.
During the Field of the Dead Volume 3.
Yeah, and apparently they just took their money and went to Hawaii.
They were partying with the guy who did the artwork for the shirts that they were selling for them. Like,
which it works out. It gave us a little bit more money because they ended up not having to pay Green Jelly as much. So
yeah,
it worked out for us.
It was a bummer not getting to see them, meet them, and share the stage with them.
Made a cover of Little Pig, Let Me.
I know, right?
That shit's iconic.
Yeah.
I had that. That's the only album from them that I had.
It's the only song by them I've ever heard.
Did they make another album? I don't know if they did.
I think that they just released a new single not too long ago.
Wow.
I know that I just revisited that album last year because I have a series on this channel that I do with some other people called Is It That Bad? And we take a look at albums, and that didn't age very well.
It's alive by pure nostalgia at this point.
Once I knew we were playing with them, I actually listened to it again. I was rocking out. I actually enjoyed that song.
Yeah, it's complete nostalgia at this point.
Brought back some good memories.
Big nostalgia. So that's part that they show, but at least you guys got to play.
Yeah.
No, it was our first out-of-state show where we actually had to get on a plane.
And our first festival, too.
Yeah, 2-day festival. It was like a campsite / concert. It was pretty badass.
Yeah, sounds like a fun time. So right now, you the band, you got that going on. Like, are you like working on new music or stuff like that?
Yeah, we have about 3 songs that are currently working on right now.
Yeah.
What can you about the songs that you're working in right now?
Well, all we can really say is they're going to be harder, heavier, and throw you for a loop.
Yeah.
There's one song in these 3 which is unlike anything that we've done before. So it's going to be kind of a a melding of genres.
Yeah, kind of a slap in the gut.
It's gonna be a curveball.
Yeah, very, very drastic curveball. So
I'll go ahead and take the blame for that one. That's all.
yeah, we're having a lot of fun writing new stuff because we kind of figured out what our baseline sound kind of is with making Virulent.
Yeah.
And right now, I think what we're trying to do is just push that sound to the limits as much as we can.
Yeah.
Not be held by any restraint or anything like that.
We don't really try to pigeonhole ourselves in a certain genre either. We just try to write.
We just call it poverty
what
metal.
we feel like writing, you know?
Just poverty metal.
So if it sounds a certain way, then that's the way we felt when we were writing it that day, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or depending on who came up with it.
All them different kind of stuff with the band sound. So yeah. So are you guys playing? Do you have any shows lined up for now?
Yeah, we have there's in Anaheim we're doing a metal festival.
Orange County.
Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It said Anaheim though. I thought it said Anaheim.
That's Orange County.
Orange County. Yeah.
Out in June.
Yeah, in June we're doing that.
Yeah, that's going to be an all-day festival. I think we're going to be on around 1:00. Yeah, it's going to be pretty badass.
Just some local shows in between.
Local shows. Right now, we're kind of getting more into writing mode. So we're
We just got done with a decent amount of shows back to back, so it's kind of time to concentrate on writing.
3 shows within a month.
Yeah, once we released the album, it's just been show after show, which has been nice. You know, that's the fun part.
Yeah.
You know? Obviously, writing music's fun too, but yeah, now we can actually buckle down and get these songs that we've been writing down and recorded and out to you guys. You know, out to everybody.
Yeah, we try and keep to a schedule with our content and how often we roll it out. We don't ever want to stagnate or anything like that. So
we also don't want to saturate our own market either.
Yeah, so we've got some bands coming out that are going to be really thoughtful and taking us in new directions.
It's tricky. So yeah, so the album's out now. For people who want to buy it physically, where can they get it?
They can go to cursedbloodlinesband.com and they can order a physical copy directly through us, or just do what everybody else is doing too and just get it digitally on basically everything.
Yeah. Amazon Music, Apple Music, whatever they want, and it's streaming.
But for those who do buy the physical copy, there's a limited time poster and stuff like that for them.
And we got about 100 CDs printed that are going to be the first edition limited run. Anything after that for physical copies that we order to sell, they're going to be a different version of the artwork and stuff, and maybe more pages or something. So the one now,
awesome.
The collector's edition.
So I'll post the link for people who want to buy it physically, especially from the band's own webpage. So guys, before I let you go, anything you like to say to the fans before we go?
Just if you enjoy our music, fucking thank you. I mean,
that's what we do it for.
Yeah, really. I
we
mean,
appreciate it. Help support us. If you like it, sign up to our YouTube, all our socials. Buy a shirt. That's always nice too.
And
a little bit of money, because as musicians we're always broke. So hoping that's not going to be the case here soon. So
and if we pull this off, tummy rubs all around.
Tummy rubs all around.
Yeah, just don't do what some hardcore bands does and leave a pay member so he can spend everything on OnlyFans. Don't do that.
We're gonna start an OnlyFans actually.
Nobody takes spaghetti.
You can see we got the bed here, So.
You're gonna start drumming in a banana hammock.
Yeah. You never know. It could be a niche market that you can exploit.
Yeah.
I've got some pretty good spaghetti-based content in the pipeline here. So
there's something for everyone. So guys, I want to thank you for taking some time to chat with me about the album. So people Couchers Cursed Bloodlines. Virulent is out now. I'll post the link for people who want to buy the physical copy. So again, thank you guys for joining me from California here to Puerto Rico. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you. Goodbye.